Tina Dupree, the chicken lady, to her audiences and her clients, she is a powerful source.
The chicken lady, the chicken lady, Dr. Tina Dupree.
Here she comes, y'all.
The chicken lady.
I'm delighted to be here today as your speaker. I really would like to thank you all for inviting me. And every time I have the opportunity to share my story, I am ready to get up and do just that. As a matter of fact, I've developed even a personal motto. And my personal motto is, you've invested countless dollars and time in other things, but now it's time to invest in yourself. Now, before you take the next chew, I want you to repeat after me and say, I'm ready. Ready. Sound like you're ready? Say, I'm ready, to invest in myself. Ask the person sitting next to you, are you ready to invest in yourself? So I'm going to give you today 9 practical, proven, and powerful strategies to invest in yourself. Now, I'm going to start out by giving you the first one, but before I do that, I'm going to tell you why I chose the number 9. How many of you like to know why I chose the number 9? Sure you would. I'm going to tell you anyway. I chose the number 9 because the number 9 is a number that proves itself. And I believe if you take these 9 ways and invest them in your life, they will also prove successful for you. Now, I chose the number 9 because, as I just said, it proves itself. And I'm going to show you now how the number 9 proves itself. I'm going to take you back to school. We're going to do our 9-time tables. Now, every time I do this with adults, when they get around the middle, they get kind of shaky. So just in case you need a little help, I have actually a cheat sheet. But we're going to go through the 9-time tables. I'm going to show you how that number 9 proves itself. What's 9 times 1? So the answer is 9. 9 times 2? Don't get shaky already. 9 times 2 is 18. What's 1 plus 8? 9 times 3? What's 2 plus 7? 9 times 4? 3 plus 6? 9 times 5? 4 plus 5? 9 times 6? 5 plus 4? 9 times 7? Yeah, you're getting real shaky now. 63, what's 6 plus 3? 9 times 8? 72, 7 plus 2? 9 times 9? 8 plus 1? 9 times 10? Drop the 0, what do you got? Look at the person next to you and give them an applause. The first way to invest in yourself is to set and achieve your goals. Now, I often compare people who set goals to bones. First, there are the wishbones. They just wish they can get done what they want to get done. And then there are the jawbones. They just talk about what they're going to do and they don't do anything. And then you have those people who are the knee bones. They just beg, beg, beg. They don't get anything done, but they'll beg you to help them all the time. And then you have finger bones. They're always, I told you so. Didn't I tell you that wouldn't work? Those are those finger bones. You can't get anything done if you're a finger bone because you doubt yourself too much and you let other people influence your opinion. And then you have the knuckle bone. Those are the people who knock everything you try to do. Everything you try to do, they come around, they got a reason why it won't work. And then you have this one, and this is audience participation. I want everybody to look to the left. Now look to the right. One more time, look to the left. Now look to the right. Look at the person next to you and say, that's the neck bone. The neck bone simply just looks around and looks like they're busy. They don't get anything done. They just keep turning that neck. And then you have people who get things done. These are backbones. I want you to look at the person next to you and say, hello, backbone.
I'm Ellen Bristol, and I have the pleasure of knowing Tina Dupree and serving in an organization with her. Her 9 ways to invest in yourself are inspiring, exciting, easy to understand, and easy to use. But sitting here this morning and listening to Tina speak at an early morning breakfast and get a large group of business people on their toes and cheering was really exciting for me.
So I wrote that down. I want to be on a billboard. Then one day I'm driving down the expressway. I see this big billboard and it said, "You could be famous. You could be here." And I said, wow, I want to get on that billboard. I pick up my cell phone, I call the number and I said, "Hello, my name is Tina Dupree. I'm the chicken lady and I want to be on a billboard." And here comes a knucklebone knocking my dream. He said, "Well, it's $1,500 a month and you got to sign a contract for a year." I said, uh-oh, I don't think I can get on a billboard. But I kept it as a goal. I kept it written down and every day I stayed focused on that goal. So one day I'm driving down 27th Avenue and I see behind the Metro bus, it said, "You could be here for 33 cents a day." I said, that's more like it. But before I can put it through, 3 months later, a friend of mine called. She said, "Tina, I saw you on a billboard." And I said, "You're kidding." She said, "No, I saw you on a billboard." I said, "Where?" Now, being a good friend, if I saw you on a billboard, I'd write down the address. She said to me, "I don't remember. I just saw you on a billboard." So all this time I'm thinking, where could I be on a billboard? Then somebody else said to me, "I saw you on a billboard." And I go, "Where?" And they go like, "I was just driving around and I saw it one day and it's been a few weeks ago and I don't remember." I'm like, what is wrong with these people? So all of a sudden I think back to a day that Miami-Dade Community College called me up and asked me to sign a release that they could use me in their advertising. So I called up Miami-Dade. I said, "Do you guys have me on a billboard?" They said, "Yes, you're on a billboard." I said, "Where?" They said, US 1 and 57th Avenue. I said, "Ooh, that's a good spot." That's where they built that new complex. I get in my car and I drive down the US 1 and 57th Avenue, and I'm from the northwest section of Miami. And all of a sudden, I don't see myself on a billboard anywhere. So I start driving and driving, I still don't see it. I turn around, I go back home, and I said, tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up early, and I'm going to go down US 1 if I got to go to Key West. And I'm going to find myself on this billboard so I can snap a picture. Well, I get up the next morning, and I drive so far until I just start seeing swampland. I said, there's no billboard down here. I decided I'm going to turn around and go back home. And on my way back home, when I got to US 1 and Northwest 95th Street, there it was. Tina Dupree on a billboard. I was so excited. But that was a goal that I'd written down, even though it seemed impossible. I realized that goal because the very first step to achieving any goal is to write it down. Then when I went to the celebration, Miami-Dade, they gave us these little billboards of ourselves on the billboard. When I got ready to leave the room, the lady said to me, "Tina, before you leave, we'd like to have another picture." And I said, "Why?" And she said, "Well, we're starting a bus campaign and we're going to put you on the Metro bus." Now I'm on the whole side of the Metro bus.
And several years ago, my husband, Don, introduced me to Tina Dupree. Tina works a lot with the former athletes for the Miami Dolphins, which my husband is one. And I recently had her to come to speak to my ladies at my church for a conference. She spent about 4 or 5 hours with us, and the women loved her. I recommend her coming to speak to you anytime. She's got great tips on things. She's got great books. And in fact, next year when we have our next conference, she's going to be coming again because the ladies have already told me how much they enjoyed her.
The chicken lady, Dr. Tina Dupree.
Here she comes, y'all.
The chicken lady, the chicken lady, the chicken lady, Dr. Tina Dupree.
Here she comes.
The chicken lady, the chicken lady, the chicken lady, Dr. Tina Dupree.
Here she is.